And what made you decide to make the drive from Santa Barbara?
Well, Fast and Furious got me into the car scene. Even though like a big joke, the first movie was really funny, but even all the other car movies, it became less about cars, more about just action. So it's so interesting to watch, and especially since I grew up when Fast and Furious first came out. So then that kind of really heavily influenced my car enthusiasm, and since it was pretty close, decided to come on by. Like he has a house in Carp. A bunch of people met him all over. Anyone who met him in Santa Barbara said he was a good guy. He's like not like typical Hollywood guy, cocky, just well-rounded good person.
Paul touched so many lives, and people are showing so much love from everywhere. My buddy Greg Leone, he's out here. He was Paul's really good friend, and he brought his right-hand drive CRX that was out here. That was in Fast and the Furious. We all met up, came out from Orange County, just a bunch of group of guys on Facebook. Just glad there's a bunch of people coming from Texas, Arizona, just all because of the racing. Paul touched a lot of lives. It's really, really cool to see that much love out here today.
Did you know him personally?
No, I didn't know Paul personally, but I knew Greg, and he was Paul's really good friend. He used to street race from 2000 to about 2008, and then started going to the track, and that's how I met a bunch of these guys through street racing. So the whole car scene, it just brings everybody together, and you might not like somebody, but if you have any interest in cars, you immediately just click. So it's amazing how much just the car scene brings everybody together.
As pastors and staff, we kind of talked about it and said, well, we should respond in some way. We should be a part of this.
Roger Rodas, I think his shop was, part of his shop was just behind the church, so they're neighbors of ours, and this is kind of what you do with neighbors. It's how we chose to want to respond. We also heard that a lot of the businesses in this area were going to keep the parking lot closed, which, is understandable. And we said, well, what do we have to offer? We got parking. So let's come up here and do it. And so that was important for us to be good neighbors and just reach out the best that we can, because people are sad and grieving, and it affects people in their own ways.
Absolutely. And I've met several people today who have just been really grateful, but you can just see the tears welling up in their eyes that for whatever reason, Paul Walker connected with this community in a way that was pretty remarkable, and people are really hurting, and the church's job in a lot of ways is to grieve with those who grieve and to minister to people in need, and this is an opportunity for us to do that. Nelson Mandela died this week, and I can see somebody like him having this kind of response, but for an actor to have this kind of response, I think is pretty rare.